Hey, this G Butterfly. Welcome to the Watch and Whisper channel. Today we're going to talk about the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Baby, that was just so filled with drama, negativity, and ugly looks throughout the entire episode. One thing I can say is that I believe that Stormy was sincere when she came with her peace offering. She had a gift. She said she bought her a Gucci purse to give to Destiny, and she said she had bought it prior to this event, but she just hadn't had an opportunity to connect with Destiny, and she said she wanted them to really be good. Destiny's entire energy was stank the entire episode, and I was like, I understand why people don't come to your business, Destiny, because you had a real stank attitude. Stank from the beginning. Now, she sent her worker outside. I don't know, maybe that's her store manager, maybe that's just her cashier. I don't know what the young lady's position is, but she sent her outside when she saw Stormy and her family roll up, and they had a beautiful bouquet of flowers that they had for Destiny, and it was a peace offering, and they just wanted to say, you know what, you're doing a great job. And Stormy actually conveyed that to her when she came into the store. She said, you know what, you're doing big things. I love this. I just want to celebrate you. No malice, nothing. This is all coming from a good place. One black businesswoman to another. I like what you're doing, and I want to see you succeed. Destiny had a stank face the entire time, and she was like, thank you. I don't even think she said thank you. I forgot what I appreciate her. Something she said real slick. And you know, I could tell Destiny kind of just was trying to hold herself together because she came in there in peace, not to start a confusion. So she said, okay, you know what, I'm going to go put your gift down. But initially, Destiny sent her worker out there to go tell Stormy that she couldn't even come into the building. I was like, well, damn, don't you want people to come to your event? Now, mind you, she kept saying, well, she wasn't invited. She wasn't invited. I was like, you had a public flyer going around town talking about your event, Destiny. So how can you say she wasn't invited? You invited all of Huntsville, Alabama to come to your re-grand opening of the Madani beauty supply store. Now, this is just my way of thinking. Melody has a skincare line, and Stormy has a hair care line. Why wouldn't you want to connect with those two ladies and try to work out something where their products can be in your store, because you see that their products are selling? So I would think that you would want to network with them, have their products in your store. But then you didn't want them in the store, but then you complain when you said, well, I guess I ain't good enough. I guess this black business not good enough for their products to be in my store. You salty. You mad. That's all that is, Destiny. You salty and you're mad. But you could have used that opportunity to network and possibly bring business to your store, since you see that their products are selling. So I thought that was like a stupid business move for you to be that ugly and tell her she couldn't stay. But I was really glad to see Melnika talk some sense into you and I'm acting like I'm talking straight to Destiny, huh? But no, I thought it was good that Melnika decided to talk to her to say, hey, you need to look at this as a business opportunity. You shouldn't be burning bridges, pretty much what she was saying, and that they needed to stop with the immature silliness. So Melnika went outside and told Stormy, no, come on in. And that's how Stormy ended up coming in and give Destiny her gift. But Destiny was still acting real stank. Then you can see Maurice and Martell and Marceau all talking to Stormy, just saying, yes, Stormy, we heard that you gave her a Gucci purse. You were just extending the olive branch. They get it. They kind of made jokes about it. And Marceau told her, you know what, you're the new lady to the group, and that you know, there's going to be some tension. Lo and behold, Destiny talking to Tisha and Kimmy. Now, before Destiny walked up, Tisha and Kimmy were talking, and Kimmy was like, wow, this was really nice. We'll bring a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And this was the olive branch she was trying to extend to Stormy, and maybe she and Stormy can fix whatever the issues are. And Kimmy said she don't even know what the issue is. And Kimmy asked her, well, how did she receive it? And Tisha told her the truth. Well, she looked real stone-faced, and she did. And while I was watching the show, I'm like, ooh, your attitude so stank, Destiny. That's why nobody don't like you on the show. Oh, that's why the viewers. Now, there are some viewers that like Destiny. I thought Destiny was pretty cool. But after watching this episode, and I'm like, that's why you're not doing well. You can't be negative and nasty and expect good things to come to you. So hopefully she can work that out. He came over and caught the tail end of Kimmy and Letitia's conversation, And Kimmy actually was just asking her, what is it? You know, your energy is all off. You have a bad attitude. I can see it over your face. And she just kept looking at, no, it's nothing wrong with me. I'm okay. I'm good. That's pretty much what she was saying. And Kimmy was like, no, that's not what I'm receiving from you. And they were telling her, you know, don't let somebody come in and change your whole energy. And this is your event. And she was standing up there still just looking stank faced, just talking real slick. And Kimmy looked like she was getting tired of dealing with it. I was like, oh, is Kimmy getting ready to leave? Because Destiny was just acting real stank. And Kimmy was saying she just can't understand. They just can't read Destiny. And throughout the entire show, they kept showing Destiny daddy kind of just walking back and forth. He never really said anything. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what does her dad think about the way that she's acting? But that's his daughter, so he probably, you know, has seen that before. Next thing you know, here come the white G-Wagon pulls up, and it's Melody and her mom, Miss Van. And Melody says she wanted to come so that she can, you know, show support. I don't think she was coming to show support to Destiny. That's just my opinion. I think she was really coming up so she can confront Miss Wanda, because she knew Miss Wanda was going to be there with her show enough baked potatoes. I give Miss Wanda a hard time, but I want to see Miss Wanda win with her business. Melody walked in, and she actually spoke. He spoke. You could hear it. They even put it across the bottom. I say production so messy because I knew that was going to come back. And Destiny didn't speak. Destiny kind of just turned her head and looked the other way. I say, that's why nobody don't want to deal with you, Destiny. That's why. You got a stank attitude. Melody was real nice. Hey, she said, hi, Destiny. She walked and she talked to Kimmy. I think she even talked to Letitia. And then you can hear Miss Van speak to Destiny, and Destiny spoke back all dry. You know, everybody just talking chit-chat, and you could just see that Destiny is just, she can't even contain herself. She just fuming on the inside because Stormy is here and now Melody is here. Well, you invited the public. What if other people came that you didn't like? What are you going to do? You should be kind and cordial to everybody who walked through that door because you want them to come back. Because the way you acting, nobody coming back to their business. Nobody not going to want to be bothered with you. Melody talks to Stormy and her husband and chit-chat. And she ended up talking to Martell. Martell and Miss Van are talking. And it was good to see all three of them talk. And they were able to have a good conversation about the kids and the upcoming vacation. And him being there supporting Destiny's business. And he said Destiny has been his friend for a very long time. So it was good to see him and Melnika there supporting her. Why Destiny still making ugly faces while she's standing up there at the register with her co-workers? Not her co-workers, those are her employees. She's standing up there all stank off to herself. She should have been walking, mingling, talking with everybody. But if you paid attention, wasn't nobody in there, the truth be told. There was nobody in there. And I was like, damn, I hate to see that because I want to see Destiny win in business. But it just wasn't a good look for Destiny at all. And I don't know what actually happened, and none of us do. We only see what production chopped up and put together for us to see on TV last weekend. It was a horrible look for Destiny all the way around the table. The entire episode made Destiny look childish, immature, envious, just mean and nasty. That's how the entire episode made Destiny look. It almost made her look like a punk too, because she waited until Melody left out the store to go run out the store and pull open the door and say, you could have at least spoke. And that's what Melody just told her. I spoke to you. Go back and look at the film footage. And you should know production with they messy, but showed it. Where Destiny, where you can see it across the bottom where she said, hey, Destiny. But Destiny was so mad to just see Melody. She couldn't even hear Melody speak to her. I was like, damn, you let somebody have that much control over your emotions. Wanda was out there getting her stuff together. She had, I think his name Gerard. I forgot what his name is. He the cousin. She had him out there, and Melody went out there. And now, if you remember from last season, the very last episode showed Melody on her phone trying to do a live with her people, but production told her, no, you can't do a live with taping. So she was like, cool, I'm not going to do it. And then she started talking to the guy that was with Miss Wanda, who's the cousin with the white hair, older gentleman. Now, he was talking real slick in the car last season while he was riding with Wanda. That he was doing. But now when Melody charged him up about it, he got all hush mouth. He couldn't say nothing. But I said, you know what? Sometimes people like that do all that talking. But then when it's time to really talk, they get hush mouth. Now, that's what happened to the guy. And again, I can't think his name right now. I want to say his name Willie. I'm going to call him Willie because I can't think of his name. Drone, Willie, something like that. Wanda wasn't paying Melody no attention. She was about her business, trying to get her stuff together because she knew she was getting ready to sell plates. She doing her thing. So Wanda's other. Now Melody steady talking, and then Melody was the one who said something to Wanda first. And that's how it popped off. So all of that was Melody's fault. I don't care what nobody say, it was Melody's fault because Wanda was not talking to her. Wanda was there about her business. Melody chose that moment to tell Wanda something about saying something on social media, implying that her youngest daughter was not for Martell and that Martell should be questioning the paternity of his baby. Now, she should have never brought the kids up on her social media live that she did, and I saw it. So yes, Ms. Wanda said it, and Ms. Wanda doubled down and said, yes, I said it and I meant what I said. She wasn't bothering Melody at that moment, but since Melody came with it, Ms. Wanda matched her energy, and they just started going back and forth, back and forth. Everything escalated and came to a head when Ms. Wanda ran around, and you couldn't really see it on the screen, but it was said that she tried to grab what's her name, Melody, from the back. Well, when she tried to grab Melody from the back, all hell broke loose. Martell standing between Ms. Wanda and Melody, trying to get them to stop. But you know, Destiny, I don't know, maybe she was scared, but she stayed inside that building. She trying to break them up. Then you got Marceau, because you got Tisha there trying to speak up on her mama's behalf, saying what her mama didn't do. You know that's what Tisha do. She's going to always say what Miss Wanda didn't do. She's not going to acknowledge nothing that Wanda does. Now, in this particular scenario, Wanda didn't start it, but what Wanda said months ago is what caused Melody to confront her. Now, in all of these months, you mean to tell me Melody ain't never seen Miss Wanda? They ain't never ran across each other. Now, Miss Wanda always going live. She always over to the black. So if Melody really wanted to confront Miss Wanda over all these months, she could have did it then. She popped off at this thing. And Miss Wanda was like, I'm not backing down from you, sweetie. I'm not your sweetie. And then she kept saying something about Miss Wanda say, because she said, you know what, anytime, Melody told her, anytime I see you, I try to show you respect. Because she's an older woman. She was like, well, tell your mama to come on over here. Tell your mama she can come over here. Miss Wanda's like, look, Van can get it too. Van was standing to the side saying, no, I don't have nothing to say about that. Martell was very level-headed doing all of this. And he was just saying, you know, he didn't want to mess up the relationship that he's trying to build with the Scotts, because he's trying to go back into business with them. Him and the Melody are already on good terms. He want to keep that, you know, cool. So he's just trying to squash everything. And he even said in his confessional, I don't want to mess up the relationships I'm trying to rebuild. And I can see where Martell's coming from. Martell has to come from the bottom all the way back up by himself. So he's trying to do whatever he can do to make sure he's able to accomplish that. Get Miss Wanda inside the store. So you can see Maurice trying to hold Miss Wanda down. Miss Wanda ducking and dodging and moving. And here it is, Maurice. Every step she make, Maurice right there. She was like, I got my tennis shoes on. Maurice said, I got mine on too. And he kept telling her, put the phone down. Wanda, just stop. Let it go. Miss Wanda wasn't hearing it. She was trying to get to Melody any way that she could, and Maurice kept blocking her. She kept saying, all right, I'm gonna calm down, but she shouldn't have came at me. She need to leave me alone. I'll fight her, blah, 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 blah. Whoever this man is that I think he's trying to go in partnership with Miss Wanda, he kept telling her, hey, you need to be here about business. You need to be here and handle your business. You need to let all that go. Don't pay attention to none of that. You here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to handle this business. And she was like, I'm gonna handle this business, but she shouldn't be saying this to me, this, that, and the third. And before the show went off, it showed Miss Wanda trying to get her stuff together under the tent again. And that gentleman, whoever he is still telling her, you need to focus on what you're here for. We here about this business. Maurice finally let her out. Destiny trying to tell Maurice, no, take her through the back door. Miss Wanda trying to go out the front door. Next thing you know, lo and behold, baby, I know Miss Wanda was tired. Them thighs was hurting after she got home, because she took off running behind them cars, and she was trying to get to Melody. And that's when I say everything just bust loose. Then you see Maurice, Marceau, and Martell talking about it. Marceau trying to say that she wasn't talking about the child. Martell say yes, she was, because she's talking about the paternity of my daughter. Miss Wanda should have never brought up the daughter. And Maurice was actually agreeing with Martell, but Marceau was trying to say that everybody should be off limits. And Martell say, I agree, but Miss Wanda need to stop doing what she's doing. Well, somehow they got in an argument. Then they was trying to get them to kind of just squash it. Then you hear, what's her name? Tisha over here trying to say, well, Melody started it because she said my daddy was in her DM. Melody said your daddy was in my DM. And she was like, well, you brought my daddy up, so that's why. You know, she always gonna make an excuse for Miss Wanda. She always gonna make an excuse. Melody was telling Letitia, you always are gonna pretty much side with your mama. No matter what she does, you're gonna side with your mama. Well, at this point, when all the ruckus is going on, you see Melody and Stormy inside the store. They didn't go out of the store. You saw Stormy's husband out there kind of walking back and forth. And I think he was just trying to keep the men apart because that could have turned out to be really ugly. And Stormy was inside the store and said, what is going on? What's happening? I can't believe this. Is this really happening? Is this really happening? And what's her name? Destiny was just saying that it was just too much. Well, Destiny said they just really messed up her entire event, and she just didn't like the fact that they were outside fighting. The police ended up coming. Production said, hey, we shutting it down. They going home. You see Maurice and Martell going at it like, rawr! They both going at it. Next thing you know, before that, Maurice was telling Tisha, do not get in between this with your mama, Martell, and Melody, because if they do something to you, you're my wife, then I'm gonna go to jail because I'm gonna defend you. That's not good for our family. If something happens to you and then I'm going to jail because of something, he was like, do not get in that with your mama. She was like, well, how? She pretty much said, how I'm gonna let this go down with my mama and not help her. He was like, let your mama handle that. Don't get involved, because that means I'm gonna have to get involved, and I have to make sure that you're protected because you're my wife. So they kind of just backed up. And then the next thing, that's when you saw him and Martell arguing, and then they start going at it. Next thing you see is Maurice grabbing Marceau around his waist, pulling him back. And it was just mayhem, total mayhem at the Madonna Beauty Supply. And yeah, Destiny with her negative face, sad sack face, coming back out looking like, y'all really just messed up my whole event. But truth be told, I don't think nobody came to the event besides the people who were with production. If anybody else came, production was wrong in the mud, because they didn't show not one person coming to her event. So I thought that was bad. But I did see back a few months ago, Wanda say she sold out. So somebody was around there buying Wanda food. I don't know if they went into the Madonna store, but they were around there buying Wanda food. And it was so funny because Stormy came outside and was just trying to buy her a plate from Wanda. She didn't want to be a part of none of that. And I say, Lord, this is a whole total mess. And I don't think it's going to get better. I don't think it's going to get better. But one thing I do know, this entire episode made Destiny look bad. It made Destiny really look bad. And that dress looked bad. On top of her face looking all salty. That dress was horrible. Horrible. And she looked uncomfortable, like the way she kept standing, like she was trying to cover up her stomach with that dress. And I'm like, well, I don't know why she would wear a dress that showed her stomach if she kept trying to cover up her stomach. But there was a time when she was at the door, turned to the back, you could see some rolls in her back. So maybe she put on a little weight. She's self-conscious. I don't know. But anyway, that was this Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was full of drama and mess. And I hope Destiny gets some customers over at that store. I really do. Because with that nasty, sour attitude, even the people who's there ain't gonna want to come back. Well, this G Butterfly, and I'm coming to you talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, thank you for coming over. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload another video. And if you're on Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Share my videos out. Thank you so much for coming over and listening to my review of the Love and Marriage Huntsville current episode.